Look, this isn't about climate change. This is about government overreach. And it's also about individuals stepping up and taking on personal responsibility. Look, companies are always going to do things that we don't like. It's for individuals to step forward and to call them on it. It's for the media to call them on it. It's for the people to rise up. But it's not the government's job to be enforcing everything. If the government starts enforcing everything that doesn't satisfy their beliefs, where do you draw the line? It becomes a slippery slope. Look, are we going to enforce religious beliefs? Are we going to enforce political beliefs? This is what happened with the IRS scandal targeting conservatives. That's why it's a problem. Unfortunately, neither plan really deals with the elephant in the room, and that is that soaring national debt. And in order to do that, both plans are going to actually increase the debt. We have to deal with the entitlement issue in this country. We've got Social Security, we've got Medicare, Medicaid that are 50% of the budget. So outside of that, we have one really key difference, and that is corporate income tax. You know, Hillary talks about getting companies to pay their fair share, but Donald's plan will actually do it. By lowering the corporate income tax, he gets companies to bring back that $2 trillion that's sitting overseas back to this country, where hopefully we can create some jobs and get this economy really moving. It's not just about taxes, too. It's also about the regulatory burden. And both candidates are talking to the middle class. But we all know from history, it's the middle class who always winds up paying all the bills. Look at healthcare reform. The middle class is the one that got cut holding the bag. So time and time again, when we look at the regulatory burden, it's been unfair on small businesses in this country. And that's one issue that is a key distinction that Trump talks about.
We should talk
He's going to lessen that burden.
Ultimately, people watching at home who aren't, making 7 figures a year, whose plan ultimately does improve their personal lives?
Yeah, well, certainly, look, tax the rich sounds great. Who doesn't want to tax the rich, right? And when you look at that plan, the reality is there aren't enough rich people to tax to pay for all the bills. So the middle class gets pushed up, and it depends on where you live. Rich in New York is very different than rich in Iowa. And when we look at the middle class, those upper middle class business owners, again, they're getting sucked dry in this economy. And a continuation of the current policies hasn't been helping the middle class. That wealth gap has never been greater, Charles. So we need to try something different to help restore the middle class in this country. Continuation of those policies isn't the answer. Right, ever since Vietnam, the American people have had a very skeptical view of military intelligence, particularly when it looks like it's altered for political gain. And that's what we're seeing here. Look, it doesn't take a genius to turn around and see everywhere you look, there's a globally inspired ISIS event, whether it's Paris, whether it's Nice, whether it's San Bernardino, it's all around us. So clearly it's not going so well. And we just want transparency and truth because American lives are at stake here. We want to know that people are safe, including those in the armed forces.
Stop living paycheck to paycheck with our guys' stocks to help you pay those bills. Larry.
General Electric, an Olympic sponsor, close to a 3% dividend yield, and an infrastructure business that benefits under Clinton and Trump, up 15% in a year, and they're moving to my hometown of Boston.